Whoa. Hey everyone. I'm going to just give you a short energetic update. I'm going to do a live, but with this one, I am rolling my organic tobacco cigarette. So I'm just going to set the phone down. You'll just see the ceiling here, like this. And I'm just going to speak. So this one will be something like an audio. Thank you. So, there we go. So you don't need to watch, you can listen with this one. Um, so currently what's occurring, let's say about 2 days ago, we had an intense X flare, 4.5 or almost 5, whatever it may be. That was the last significant infusion of light to the surface with this overall ascension. So over the last perhaps 2 days, what is occurring is a non-influx of light to the surface to allow for a certain state, energetic state to play out that is part of the solar plexus process. Now, this energetic state, what I'm speaking of, is that many, or let's say all, ascending and empathic can feel it to some degree, and it depends again upon the individual, how sensitive they are and what they're supposed to feel and receive with it. Now, basically, and to keep it short, the energy will feel like a depressive energy in the way that ones will feel you no longer want to be here. You know, that common theme throughout the ascension. At times you feel you no longer want to be in this world. So that's an important feeling, that you want to go forward, in the ascension to the new world. So with this feeling, it's an important divine feeling for the soul and for each one of you that are feeling this. So when you feel that, you're tired, you don't want to go on changing this world, if you will, and that it becomes a little bit more unbearable to even sustain your energetic existence here. Well, the reason for this feeling is there's the divine reason to spark ones into action, to spark them further into their divine identity, which part of that divine identity and with the way things work is the enhancement of the solar plexus to be able to own the individual's divine identity, and to also, when they begin to own it, to know for themselves, it begins to unlock more of the reasons why they are here at this time and more of what their mission is. So it's also an alignment feeling. When you feel what you don't like, then it's divinely utilized to put you towards what you must do and towards the world that you would like, that would be acceptable to you. And the reason for that, again, is because each of you are here for a divine reason, a purpose, a mission. You have not gone through all of these trials and errors, the revelation, the tests, and to keep mastering your mastery to higher degrees, if you will. It's all for a reason. It's not organically just occurring just to ascend the individual soul into a different dimension, a different heaven. It's not about the individual. The truth is, about every one of you, the individuals, is that you have already ascended, if you wish, quote unquote. And what's occurring, you're put here in this dimension to change it and move it forward for the rest. Now, when you look at any of my divine productions, if you will, as lives, you will see that that the audiences or the views will tend to be, you know, kind of low, maybe somewhere between 1 to 10,000, when really you would anticipate, or I would anticipate, that it would have a greater viewership. But the point that I'm making, the reason why it doesn't, is because what I put out, the words, the teachings, the wisdom, is only for those that need to see it, which are, you could say, a relatively small group. But do not underestimate the power of us and the power of you. Where it may only look like a small group, we are very powerful altogether, and any that have been part of this unity with I, over the years, we have done very real, important, and very fun activations that we've had our own confirmations, meaning that, you know, all of us together, it shows how powerful we all are. But nevertheless, getting back to the current energetics, what I'm kind of feeling is that hopefully soon we'll get a reprieve again with some more light. But while you are feeling a depressive, lower density energy, it's important to take the action towards reconciling the energy and putting the codes into that energy to transform it to the new world, the heaven on earth scenario, and of course the Ascension, which is all inclusive with it. And by doing this, what you're actually doing is the present energy upon earth, and what you are enjoying divinely and a part of right now, by you commanding the energy to change to the better. This is why you're down in this, why you're subjugated to this energy, because you're also here to change any that may be caught up in this thread. And what I'd use an example of, you could have divine ones that were thinking about suicide, that were not right fully awakened and divinely attuned yet. But by us reconciling this energy and putting in the higher divine codes, interjecting them directly into this lower energy, what it does to our brothers and sisters that may be in desolate times, that are destitute, you know, right on thinking about a suicide or whatever, they'll receive the codes, the upliftment, and they will change direction with it. So that's an example of how it works and what is being applied, if you will, right now to Earth. So at any given time, the energetics with this overall ascension, it has many divine attributes and many divine reasons, meaning that, there's not just a solar flare that sends light just to the twin flames, if you will. What I say is, no, it's multifaceted always. But let's say it sends light to the twin flames, but it also sends different light to other different areas and different individuals to do other divine things as well. So it's always multi-layered, multifaceted. Now, it's important to recognize in this great time what I will call divine association. Many of you refer to it as synchronicities and even confirmations. However, I wish to put this other identification label on it as divine associations. And part of the reasons why is because it's showing you with your divine work what you are attracting. It's what is supporting you, what you are creating, and also what you are attracting as confirmations. So again, what you're seeing is a synchronicity has more than one reason for occurring. And of course, also it can have more than one reason to what it is symbolizing. So without making it too complicated, again, you keep open to receiving what you feel, what resonates, what it means at the moment. But you do not restrict and limit yourself to that belief at the moment, that you allow it to be open to change and to grow. And this is so important because in every second of this reality, it is changing, and we always wish to not have ourselves restricted or limited, and that we're always open to also evolve and to acclimatize and be compatible with the forward change rather than being hauled down into the lower densities in the energy and then become confused. You wish to stay on top of your game and keep the higher clarity intact of what is going on at the divine level rather than the old humanoid existence level. So I just wanted to keep this one short, and I'm not looking at my phone, so of course if there's any questions there, I'm on my phone and it makes it difficult to find the questions, and so I'd rather not have any questions on this right now. It's rather an update and a statement that I decided not to write, that I do this live on it to get it out quicker. So having said that, yes, with the solar plexus process that we have now entered, we have come out of the unraveling of the sacral, the beliefs being all tested and tried again, the lower beliefs, so that ones will choose and become aligned with the higher uplifting beliefs to change reality. So we're now in the solar plexus level. For one, I cannot give you numbers on it, but for ones that are ready to play more of a significant role in taking the ascension home, if you will. And again, it needs to be understood that this is not a singular, a self-ascension, that it involves the earth, Gaia herself, and that one really doesn't leave until we have this mission done. You know, some do. Once they have served their divine role and purpose, they'll ascend through what would look like death here on in this dimension, but truly there is no death, and they have just completed their mission and have moved forward and are waiting, if you will, until we get the main part of the ascension mission with the planetary ascension fulfilled. So it's important to know that everything is divinely orchestrated from above, and I will go to say that it's divinely preordained, the overall plan. However, because the overall plan involves so many souls, that it introduces into the plan slight variables and slight wavering at times. Because again, you need to understand that all of us, all of these souls, are co-creators of reality to a degree, and they do have effect on the present reality. And ideally, why, let's say, us ascension guides and teachers are here is to refine one's path, to get them steered in, let's say, the accurate direction towards the finish line, rather than getting distracted and even tempted in their early stages by the remnants of darkness or lesser schemes that keeps them prolonging their mission, keeps them also in the past procrastinating. So what we do is we blaze the shortest, quickest path from point B, if you will, or right here to point A. So that is a straight path is the quickest way, which also holds true with this, meaning you weed out the garbage, you weed out anything that is disempowering, anything that is holding you back, no negativity. You work upon that, you work upon your lesser and limited beliefs, knowing that you are a co-creator here to create heaven on earth and also to accelerate your ascension. So anything that is not supportive and that is empowering of you on the individual level, it is your divine discernment to recognize that and to follow what resonates with you the most and what you know will have more of the immediate effect in alignment with your overall ascension once again. So, as we move forward, the symptoms, the physical vessel symptoms, are constantly ongoing. And again, just to reiterate, what you're actually doing, your energetic fields is changing your physical vessel and to get it ready to be able to sustain itself in the higher dimensional frequencies. So this is an important part of preparing the vessels, but also ones do not have the free will as such to stop these symptoms, because there is the overall divine plan that is regulating and ensuring the transition for the new world for all souls. So whatever it takes, the physical vessels need to be upgraded in their crystalline form to be able to sustain and emit the fifth dimensional frequency to lift Gaia, if you will, into the higher dimension, and the other souls that are not advanced enough to do it yet. But the more that you go forward and the more your physical vessel changes, what you do is that you also pave the way and make it easier for the ones that are just everyone right now has begun, all of the human souls on earth has begun some form of a crystalline enhancement. However, having said this, there are others that are beginning to go more into a rapid change with it. And so by all of us going forward, if you will, in knowing what is happening, then we create that higher vibration that makes it easier for the others also to evolve their DNA more to the crystalline proportion. Because there's two things that mainly with physics that are involved with this ascension, with the physical vessel. And two of these things is frequency and photonic light. And it's important to know that it's not just the photonic light, if you will, from the sun and the emissions through CMEs and solar flares, that it actually has to be a frequency, a vibration from the individual that also enhances it. So it at least takes these two main ingredients to also evolve the physical vessel quicker And thus, this is why it's taught for all to train your consciousness, train your brain to always be positive, to look where the true intrinsic value is, to know the purity, to know the virtue, to know all of the uplifting things that you can apply and practice to your energetic field and your demeanor, your being of how you are. And sometimes these things are so simple. For example, just being kind to everyone all the time is such an important influencer upon your reality as well. It has such a great effect because what you're doing is populating your reality with the good stuff, that you're not becoming angry, mad, or any of the lower density acts and reactions and emotions, that you always maintain your divine stability and remain kind to all of the human souls. Now, if you are subjugated to what obviously is a minion, you do not resort yourself to anything less than being firm in your divinity, but not imposing it, not pushing it, but just remaining firm. And of course, keep at least in a little bit of a kindness, because when you do that, when you're subjugated to any remnant of darkness, they cannot remain in that vibration that you're putting out, and then it resolves and makes your situation much easier. But it also shows you part of your mastery and at passing your tests, so that you're able to control negativity and any fear energy by actually doing the opposite. And then what you come to find out, by not trying to control it directly, but by doing the divine offensive of being kind, being in love, then you find out that you're able to control any and every situation and circumstance to the divine degree that you're supposed to in this now. So this is the power. It's your mastery, but it does come with the great responsibility and discipline. And again, in the early stages, when one is learning their mastery and learning more about the truth of their abilities and what is going on, if they're still able to be agitated, if you will, when they observe, they will find that if they're able to be agitated, it'll set off a chain reaction of multiple events and negativity. And if they don't learn by observing trivial negative things that they have created, it becomes more harsh and devastating upon them, that they begin to realize that it's not the way, and that by their behavior they can change it very quickly. And the reason why we're not to be contaminating the new reality with these negative things and fearful things. We are here to create a pristine reality, if you will, where all enjoy great harmony, love, community, working together. And this is the reason why all of us divine ones, need to be divinely disciplined in that respect. So as a co-creator, we're not regurgitating these old density negative variants into our energetic environment. For if we continue to do that, everything is energy, and if ones were, in the past, keep putting out into the energetic soup, the energetic environment, negative components, it needs to be cleared by someone else, if not the individual theirself. but they'll keep it, if you will, like a Charlie Brown movie with Linux, I think his name was, with the dusty blanket. You know, he always kept the dust around him in his environment. But just to use that as a, you know, a description of what I am saying here, you will keep the negativity always around you in your environment until you change your actions, and it is a purification process. And also, yes, it is, even though you are invincible, if you will, it still is prudent and important that you take care of the physical vessels to the degree that you should, and mainly be conscientious with good food, good water to the best of your ability, and avoid as many chemical products as you can. And what you will find is that you might not know in the moment, but as we get further forward and in retrospect, you will come to know the reasons why you had to do it and why it was absolutely beneficial to do it. It's just that in these times, in the now moments with ones, they don't, in the past, don't seem to think that it matters much. Once they know they are invincible, they think they can apply that full invincibility into this reality. But the truth is they can't, because the physics of this reality differs from the physics of where we're going, to keep it simple. So, and that is part of their mastery and divine reasoning and their divine conscious evolution forward as well. So just let me see, that was a quick energetic update, forecast, if you will, going forward. I anticipate right at this moment we're beginning to come out of much of the density, and perhaps in the next couple days we should be on a pretty good high again going forward. Some of the symptoms going to getting knocked out, needing to rest, that is common. Mostly a right eye itchiness, irritation was common with many, and also both eyes with some, a burning sensation, because there's ones are being upgraded. Let's say certain group is being upgraded with your physical eyesight to be able to see again more multi-dimensionally. As an example, you may look up in the sky and with your multi-dimensional vision be able to see two suns. And one of the reasons why is because you're in two different realities. Your time is not constant. That if you see two suns, it means you're straddling two distinct times, and that your vision has gone multi-dimensional. But not only your vision, also your state. So it's good to be aware of what is also occurring for good reasons in your reality at that time. And, you know, it can be very euphoric and ecstatic to be having an experience that that one thought was impossible, if you will. But it's important also to have these profound experiences to more confirm to ones, not to have doubt that we are in the great magical time of the Ascension and great change. This time has been spoken about for millennia, and it is very real. And the more divine souls we have that confirm this themselves, that eradicate the doubt is fear, then also the quicker we create the new free and abundant reality, if you will, for the next leg, the next segment of our ascension. And we are getting very close to having the planetary ascension part done. It is It is not guaranteed, it is not ascertained from Father yet, but what I've been given is that it's very possible by November 15th of this year that we will have the entire worldwide system in reality advanced enough that they will enter the beginning stages, at least, of a fifth dimensional existence, which is void of any evil players, if you will. And so it's a very important time in the least. And of course, as everyone can see, if you do, most of you have been watching, worldwide, keeping your observations, or keep observing what is transpiring worldwide. You can see the rate of implosion of the old world, the rate of destruction is accelerating, while at the same time the rate of divine co-creation and construction is also accelerating. So it's important to know that these two things are playing out together at this time, meaning that it's not a complete destruction, then a construction begins. They're actually occurring simultaneously as we go forward, and as more becomes aligned with their mission and the roles they are to play, then they come in to see more of the divine plan and missive for Gaia and for the rest of the human souls at this time, to advance, if you will, the human civilization into civility. And currently it's in savagery, as many of you know. That's why you are dealing almost, in the past on a daily basis with fear productions and negative productions that are caused from the society and the people themselves in their deep frustration and enslavement and restriction of it, causes them to generate into reality negative fear components. And this is what we're all here to change, and it begins with each individual and the choices that ones make, and also where you are a co-creator, you create from the now point with what you're aligned with as well, which is so important. So to keep your alignment, your intent, and train your conscious focus to the world where everything is beautiful, at least, and that is a lifeline as well, an energetic lifeline that you create that connects to all the others, so that we get this planetary ascension done very quickly, and that we advance the human society out of the savagery and into more of a community. So, of course, there's many attributes that we're working on divinely to do this, but what I also need to say, we would not even be at this point if it was not real and possible, and incrementally but exponentially we are doing it and taking things forward. It's taking longer than what we feel or what we would prefer. However, as ones of you know, it's a tedious job, if you will, to change the world in the blink of an eye or overnight. And with my little bit of, if you will, quote, complaining, unquote, to Father, he just laughed and said, Rome was not built in a day, but meaning that it takes longer than a day to destruct the old Babylon. So, great patience is required with it. But with what we are, definitely the light is at the end of the tunnel, and there's times that we are, past the end of the tunnel, looking back through at this world and looking and seeing what needs to be done. And then, of course, we dive back down into it to divinely guide the mechanics of creation and energetics forward, so that we raise all of our brothers and sisters and the human souls on earth into a place of great joy and happiness and peace, and of course the full security of God, which there is nothing there that needs protection from, because with God there is love, there is no fear, there's nothing to protect yourself from in that new reality. So we're doing it, and with that, I'll keep this short, and I won't answer any questions in this one, but I just see that, yeah, I'm looking back here. I just see Jennifer put in walking in a fog. So, yeah, conscious fogginess, and move slow in this time is the best to do. And take it easy and know that we get through it all. We have already persevered, which means we do persevere, and we are doing that. So, having said this, love, light, and gratitude, and have an amazing evening. Thank you.